Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, another Cowl panel customer approval video. Today it's my friends Chris and Jennifer. They saw this on my eBay stock photograph kind of in the background and asked if it was available. I said it is. They snapped it up, and I always want to show, especially for something that's we're looking for a color match, I want to show any flaws that I can find, go over the condition as far as, you know, dings, dents, rust, repaint, things like that. What's nice about this one in particular, you can still see some remnants of this orange or yellow grease crayon, but this was car number 6 in my inventory, which means I probably had this thing in storage around 15 or so years. And another thing to my customers, I can tell them how long I've had it based on how I removed it. So when I was a young guy, just taking these out, learning about how the cars are structured and whatnot, I was using a torch. As you can see, you know, it burned this metal away, but I was far enough away. This is what you're going to be replacing, is this strip right here. So I was far enough away that I didn't discolor or melt any of that. Actually, you can see, hopefully you can see, spot weld 2, looks like only maybe 3 or 4 along this strip. But that's how I first was cutting them out. And then I learned how to do a Sawzall, and I could be a little more delicate and maneuverable with it. So that just says I took this out long time ago, but was still very conscious. Let me get this in the sunlight, of the required metal to put it back together. So once again, hopefully you all can see, I didn't melt the cowl panel. I just cut through some of this apron material. And before I go any further on the top or in the guts, let's flip it over. Let's see what we got here. So we're looking at it upside down, but came under the firewall here. Well, as the heat was rising, yep, burnt off some of the paint, a little bit of black there, but no missing or chunked burned melted metal, like nothing changed shape. The basin, I normally don't include anymore. Nobody really ever needs that. But since I have it upside down, there's our VIN tag, and you can see how clean the windshield line is. That's a big portion. This is like the center point of your car once you reinstall this. Has a little bit of structure behind it, I'm sure, but it certainly is something that you want to make sure is cosmetically nice. I took my wire wheel today. I cleaned this whole trough out. I noticed maybe one bubble right there, but it looks extremely nice. Not rotted, not rusted, no holes, lots and lots of green. I didn't look underneath before this video, really. I see there is some rust on this part, and it probably, I'm not gonna go with probably, it could be from the fact that I torched the metal and just ripped off all the paint and primer, because that's pretty much the only portion. You know, if I went through with the torch there, it wouldn't hit anything, wouldn't hit anything, but that's kind of right behind where I was torching at. So maybe that's just because I did burn the metal, but that's, again, that's not the cowl panel. The cowl panel is this layer that you need, not that layer that's underneath it. And although I do see some discoloration in the paint, I don't see any, well, maybe there's a little bit missing of paint, but no blow through, no char holes, no rust or anything. It all seems to be on that bottom layer of, it looks like 3 layers. You got this bottom layer, where's my finger? Bottom layer here, middle layer here, and top layer here that you're gonna use. Let's see, any other concerns on the bottom? No, just I went far enough around. Good clean windshield trim underneath, or windshield trough underneath. I left enough metal here, so let's look at the top and the front. We'll save the top for last. This was a 4-cylinder car. I checked my records, and it's a 4-cylinder car, so I guess that's probably a good thing. A lot of people back in the day, if they had a V8, you'd have a tack mounted here and a fuel gauge through here, and who knows what other alarm horns and stuff. So I'm gonna say, without too much further investigation, it's got no extra holes in it. We got wiper motor stuff right there, a vacuum tree, I think that's a brake line hole. So there's no extra holes. You might even need to add a couple holes for your application, just depending on what you're using it for. Just little vacuum tees and things like that. I did hit these also with my wire brush today on a drill, just to make sure that there's no huge rot or missing metal there. You can see it was rusty. It's just an area that always gets rust, moisture. It gets trapped in there. This is and was a really clean cowl panel then and now, so I didn't really see any missing metal on that side. And over here it looks like maybe one little scale right there, but these are behind the rubber hood grommet pockets. I left this foam here. I just wanted to see what it looks like where the nut needs to be firm right here to hold your hood. The sun is going to help in a minute with any acorn dings or other flaws on the top face. So I'll wait till the sun comes back, and I'll do my best to just say I'm probably going to ship it as seen unless you have any other instructions for me. But inside the trough here, other than surface rust, it didn't have any rot or rough spots or holes or anything like that. A lot of times, like I was saying, you don't even need that part. It's mostly you flipped your hood and crushed this whole thing, a tree fell on it, or it could be rust. I've sold replacements for rust in the past, but yeah, this one seems all pretty good. So with or without the sun, we're going to get to this. My finger's pointing at a ding way down here. Has it been repainted? I'm going to say until, you know, I find a tape line or overspray or something. I'm going to say I don't think so. But there are some scratches that are like in clear coat, or like this area right here. That's like a scratched clear coat. There's no missing green. You look straight down on it. The green's not. So does the car, was it blended and they did something? I really can't say, but I don't see any obvious signs of like a tape line or Bondo or anything like that. Or I would say without a doubt, this has never been repaired or worked on. Just I'm on, you know, I'm sure you're going to be putting some paint work around this piece anyway, if not over it. But just want to make sure you know, as best as I can tell from here, is it still the original paint? Sun fade a little different, maybe where the wiper cowl was, but it shouldn't be. Well, maybe I guess it could be. If this side of the car gets buffed and this side doesn't, that would explain this being dull. But I was thinking in my head, this should be duller because that's got sun exposure. But maybe this person took really good care of their car. Again, 15 or more years ago on a 4-cylinder car. I don't even remember why I took it apart. It's been so long, but it seems to be nice where we need it. So another ding right here, and like I said, that's like a scratched clear coat, no missing paint, just a little bit right here at the hood line missing paint, chip right there in the corner missing paint, around the edges, probably from all the years of storage and being bumped and banged around a little bit maybe. Real small, like I don't know if you have a paintless dent person or you care about every little itty-bitty flaw, but there is a just a little ding right there. Probably, I don't want to say these are unavoidable, but it's such a thin metal. Anything coming down is going to hit it at full force, you know. But as far as what I offered and condition and your request for Calypso green, I really hope you think this is a grade A part, because I sure do. They really don't get much cleaner as far as rust. This thing has no rust really on it. Just I showed a little bit underneath the bottom, a little bit where I blasted with the torch through. But no rust in these corners. All the tabs you're gonna need to install this thing are perfect and rust free along the front. Like I had said, when I got hot from the bottom, took off a little bit of the paint primer right here, but I didn't melt anything. And I'll show that one last corner there. Let me get the sun on it. Yeah, a little hot with the torch. Sitting in a warehouse for a couple years, a little bit of flash rust there, but no missing metal. All is there. So, to everyone who's made it this far, thanks for watching. My customers, if you have any more questions or concerns, let me know. Otherwise, this will be on the next UPS bus on its way out of town. Now the sun's bright, so we'll just go over it one more time together. No dents, no creases, a couple little handful of dings on this side. Oh, I did want to point out that I saw a crack or a crease in the paint, probably in the metal there, right there as well. But not in any of the other joints. It's hard to even feel the dings that I see. The sun's doing the hard work, but there it is. Calypso green, rust-free, grade A condition. Thank you very much for your time, attention, and your business.